Hey everyone, welcome back. The city of Whiterun is located at the heart of Skyrim, towering over the surrounding landscape with its iconic Dragonsreach keep perched upon the rocky outcrop. For many people, this is their favourite place on the map and was likely the first city you encountered on many of your Skyrim playthroughs. For that same reason, Whiterun has also gained the attention of modders with a massive selection of mods to choose from. So this video will explore a collection of those mods that will transform your favourite city into a beautiful Skyrim capital. To begin, let's take a look at the main city overhaul, and for this we will be using a combination of a few mods. First is the ever popular JK Skyrim. I know many of you have already heard about this mod as it is ridiculously popular, so I wanted to include it to make sure this overhaul is compatible with most of your mod list. JK Skyrim adds a bunch of new structures and objects so the city doesn't feel so empty and brings a much more lively atmosphere. We then pair this with a mod called GG's Impoverished Whiterun, which transforms the main road from cobbled stone into planks of wood. This is meant to differentiate between the upper and lower parts of the city, creating an apparent class system, but it also just provides a nice aesthetic look to the city entrance. It's also easily compatible and shouldn't require many, if any, patches at all. Regarding the textures, I am using Skyrim Retexture Project, the architecture package, but you are welcome to use any retexture mod that you want. Together these mods create a majestic, more lively looking Whiterun city. Moving on to the flora parts of the city, we have the mod called Blubbos Whiterun 2022. Unmodded, the city of Whiterun has very few shrubs and even less trees, making the city as a whole feel very empty and exposed. In a big comparison, this mod adds many different trees and shrubs across the whole city, making it feel a lot more inviting and beautiful. This mod alone will single-handedly transform the city and strikes a good balance between not enough and too many trees. I also very much recommend getting the patch collection, which will fix the placement of a few trees for other mods such as JK Skyrim. Overall, this is a fantastic mod to introduce some much needed trees to the city of Whiterun. And the other tree mod for this overhaul video is a new one called G.I.R.T.H, or Gildergreen is really Thicc HD, which will overhaul the Gildergreen tree at the heart of the city. As the name does suggest, this tree is thick and looks stunning in game, creating a beautiful centerpiece for your city overhaul. Now let's turn our attention to the interiors, and for this we will be using the JK Interior Collection. All of these mods overhaul the interiors, adding many more items and in general making them a lot more lively in a lore-friendly manner. All of the main buildings found in Whiterun are covered, including the main shops such as War Maidens, the Drunken Huntsman and Balathor's General Goods Store. The Bannered Mare, the local inn, also now features an outdoor seating area where you can enjoy a lazy afternoon. The Temple of Kinnereth and the Companion Hall of Residence also get makeovers, with the latter featuring many beastly trophies on display. But my favourite of the bunch would have to be the Dragonsreach Overhaul with a towering dragon skeleton overhead, certainly living up to the Whiterun Keep name. Altogether, these mods provide some much needed extra detail. And for perhaps the most iconic building in Whiterun, we will be using the mod called Breezehome. The original player home was a little lackluster, but with this mod, your house gets a massive refurbishment featuring a magical and glorious interior for you to enjoy. The mod even features an extra tower visible from the outside that includes a big display for all your special weapons and armor. But perhaps the best feature is a little quality of life improvement that adds an enchanting table to accompany the alchemy lab and a revamped crafting area. Overall, it's a fantastic mod. Now I want to cover a few smaller mods that just add a little detail to the city. First is the mod called City Trees Whiterun Lanterns. and despite the name, no new trees are added. Instead, all this mod does is add a series of glowing lanterns to the trellis around the Gildergreen tree at the centre of the city. I also recommend picking up Dovinique's Diverse Dark Elf Lanterns mod, which will replace the lanterns with beautifully detailed patterns in high definition. It's also compatible with EMB light, so you get that nice soft glow. The atmosphere this mod brings, particularly at night, is second to none, making the darkness a little more warm and cozy. Then we have the Whiterun Bench Replacer mod, which replaces all the benches found in Whiterun. This is really just a simple mod that offers a fantastic design with high definition and a beautiful attention to detail. All in all, it's a great little addition to your game. Another simple addition is the Whiterun Horse Statue mod, which places a horse statue at the intersection of the main entrance into Whiterun. This majestic looking statue is fitting given the city's landscape and looks amazing in game. There is also an option to add even more horse statues to the city, but not to overdo it, I've just gone with a single statue for this overhaul. And the last small city add-on is the mod that replaces the famous Talos statue called Amon's Talos Statue Replacer. Now this is a pretty big shift from the original statue, but it looks awesome and is probably one of my favourite mods in the whole game. Also a small note, this mod will replace all Talos statues, not only the one in Whiterun, but definitely check this one out if you want your city to have a little more edge. Moving outside the walls of the city, we have the mod called Rin's Whiterun City Limits. This mod will totally transform the outskirts around the city, including the main entrance and nearby farm area. Adding an imposing stone wall, this mod fortifies the city defense and provides some much needed protection to local residents. A very fitting addition, giving several bandit camps are spotted nearby. All the inclusions are also lore friendly and fit well within the theme of the city. It's also a very large mod, stretching right around the edge of Whiterun, meaning you may require a few patches as well, depending on your personal load order. But otherwise, it's a fantastic mod all round. And lastly, I just want to cover a few fix mods that I recommend using by NeverLost and wSkeever. These mods all provide mesh fixes and seam fixes so the architecture doesn't look so blocky with sharp edges, but instead more rounded and realistic. With these types of mods, you don't really notice until you install them, but they do make a big difference and can be used by everyone with no real downside. Overall, all of these mods together will completely transform the city of Whiterun into a bustling hub of beauty with a warmer, more magical atmosphere. Of course, you don't have to use all of the mods mentioned in this video. Feel free to pick and choose whatever you like. This is just my list of stable, good mods. Anyway, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I will catch you again next time. Cheers!